draws first blood, the mud shark, mud shark. He'll never run from a flood, the mud shark, mud shark. Yeah, never draws first blood, yeah. Mud shark. People claim they want to swim with the mud shark. They cry when they get covered in dirt. Chad's out there burying creeks and clowns. Bites from the mud shark sure hurt. Back from the depths of the dabble, led the charge against Jumia's cups. Nothing left but little bits and pieces. Mud shark ripped it all into chunks. He never draws first blood, the mud shark, mud shark. He'll never run from a flood, the mud shark, mud shark. Unless you wanna get mocked by Muddy T and Zumock, leave this beach packed up and go back home. Say yeah, it's Mark. I wanna know what's in Hawk. Say yes, it's Mark. Say yeah, mud shark. But that should let him on to Mark. Leave this beach, pack up and go back home.
Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, it's Superhost.
Ask yourself this question as you sit there in your living room or wherever you may be. Why are you watching this?
If you fuck with my man, I will come to your house and take your kids and throw them on the lawn, bitch ass motherfucker.
Are you ready? Wow, we're over here. Why are... Tony, what's going on?
What in the world?
I'm having all kinds of problems today.
I was on the Kumia's Cuck stream.
I know. I have two shows going today. I'm doing another one at 3, and I sent you the wrong link.
You know, I hung out with Anthony last weekend, right?
What?
I did.
Wait, you hung out with Anthony Kumia?
And Josh Denny.
Where was this?
This was in the great city, the Iron City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Why is it all blurry on your end? You're like discombobulated. Yeah, you're like, man, we're having a rough start today. Yes,
What's with this music I hear in the background?
Music bad, but your connection's really bad right now.
Let me try this here.
No? Unplug it, plug it back in. I don't know what's going on, man. We're off to a horrible start today, man. I apologize to everybody.
I apologize to everyone with ears.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. Try coming back in again and see what happens. Because you're really discombobulated over there, if that's even a word.
All right, let's see if I can.
Something's happening.
Let's try it again here, shall we? What about now?
I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to go.
That's not my other one. Let me try the other one.
It just looks like you have a bad connection, internet connection over there. But we'll just go with it. It is what it is.
Is this better?
It doesn't look
it looks
great,
good
but
on my end. Everything looks fine. for the most
sounds
part.
fine. It sounds fine.
It's very 2020 Zoom-like when we all did our things from our phones from 5 years ago.
Yeah. So you hung out with Anthony.
I sure did. The great Anthony Cumia, who I believe is doing a syndicated radio show on WABC. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah, it's the talk of the town. He's bringing terrestrial radio back. It's a big deal. It's AM radio. It's Sunday nights, and we're all supposed to be going crazy over it. I guess he's uncanceled. So what'd you and Anthony talk about?
Oh, we talked about police videos and Gino and Gino's his garbage can sales.
Did he know who you were, Anthony?
Oh, well, remember, it's kind of like I've met Anthony about 10 times, and he's meeting me for the first time. One of those situations.
It's like the Brody Stevens joke.
Yeah.
Like you literally like hung out with him and drove him around at night at one time, and he doesn't remember?
Yeah, we a couple of times. Me, Gino, and Anthony, we went out and got burgers, and we're drinking. Well, I wasn't drinking in the car; I was driving. But yeah, no, it was a good time at that time. But yeah, it's like, it's one of those how you have to refresh their memory. Like, oh, hey, remember that comedy club outside of Akron 4 years ago where we all got COVID afterward? So yeah, that was a good time.
Now your picture's completely clear. It just popped in. I don't know
That's
I don't know what was going. Yeah, it's very strange. We're good though. We're here. We're doing the public access show today. It's going to be a little break from the shitverse guys. So if you guys want to
want to talk about Kiki versus Nick.
I'm gonna be doing that at 3:00 today. I have another link ready to rock. Tony was actually in there ready to go, but
the last Dabble Verse thing. So Gavin couldn't make it at the show because I guess he got grounded in New York. So it was just Josh Denny and Cumia. And they were up on stage. They were doing a Q&A. And I asked a question. I said, who has fresher material, Mitch Hedberg or stuttering John Melendez? And I got to say, Josh Denny shot it down pretty quick by saying, oh, Jesus, we're not doing Dabbleverse stuff, are we?
Oh, so he didn't want no part of it?
Nah, not really. But they found it amusing. But yeah, it was weird because people were there for Gavin. They're not there. It wasn't necessarily an Anthony Cumia gathering or a Josh Denny gathering. It was a Gavin thing. Well, no Gavin. So me bringing up the Dabbleverse is like, I don't know, is as relevant as everything else that we talk about in today's show, in today's retro show.
I mean, I don't know. Like, why? How did they promote a show with Gavin, Anthony, and Josh Denny, and Gavin just doesn't show up? What happened?
I guess there was weather in New York, and he wasn't able to make his connecting flight. But that's kind of what happens when you want to do your show on Friday, and then you get done, jump on a plane, and head to the gig in Pittsburgh, which is only like an hour or so flight. But he wasn't able to make it, got stuck at the airport for 6 hours, and yeah, we got the word around 8 p.m. that Gavin was going to no-show.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, whatever. I don't.
Absolutely.
So did they do stand-up? Is Anthony doing stand-up? What's going on?
Yeah, it's like a mix of stand-up plus riffing on the news. It's the old, you're on the airplane, you bring the newspaper, and you're like, oh, that would be good. Oh, let's try this one. I could probably make this funny. It was one of those situations. But yeah, no, it was good. Had plenty of Iron City lager here, Iron City beer, the waters of the Allegheny. And,
where was it in Pittsburgh? What venue?
It was a VFW hall.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, because I would assume the Pittsburgh Improv would not be willing to take on a show like that.
And they did the Boca Black Box just recently, too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, man. Tony's a jet
So
setter.
now that we're all caught up on Dabbleverse and Hackverse, Shitverse, whatever we want to call it, let's get to the podcast, shall we?
Yeah, welcome to episode 7 of the Public Access ZTV, where we take a look back. I'm doing this more themed now these days, and today we're going to be talking about old school restaurants. That's where we're going to stick our head in. Of course, we could talk about other things. That's, it's very loosely based. So if you got something to say in the chat, by all means, bring it up. And you sent me over a nice list of things. I knew, by the way, this show was designed for Tony Mazur.
Yeah,
it was specifically designed for Tony Mazur.
So I'm gonna sell myself really quick before we get into it. If you go over to my patreon.com/Tony Mazur, you can subscribe for free if you want, but I only give about one free episode per week, which is usually the one that goes out everywhere. So $3, $5, $10, that's all it is per month. And I give you 4 to 5 shows a week. A lot of them are very serious. It starts off kind of silly, but very serious topics, whether it's political, cultural, racial, whatever is going on. So whenever I get an opportunity to do a show like this, where I can talk about something that has nothing to do with anything, just, hey, let's talk about old commercials. Let's talk about old restaurants back in the day. It's a nice diversion from all the garbage that's going on in the world right now.
100%. That's one of the reasons. It's more of a palate cleanser for me to get away from all of it and do something a little bit different. And plus, I like to get nostalgic. I like to look back. It takes me to a better place. I did a show the other day, and I just went down a rabbit hole of things, and it was just so much fun to do. And when we were saying restaurants, you said
every so often you revisit like, you don't live in the past. You don't do the Stuttering John thing, but you can go back there a little bit. I mean, look at what I have. I mean, Earl Skakel would love what I've got in the background. I've got an Alf puppet. I've got the Shoney's bear. I've got Bob's Big Boy, Wooly Willy, Gumby and Pokey. I've got a Snoopy snow cone machine because I'm, we could say retarded now. Shane Gillis said we're allowed to say that now. So I that's basically what I am. I'm on the spectrum.
Well, one of the restaurants I wanted to look back on because it was near and dear to my heart, because I just had KFC over the weekend because Rocco.
What about Friendly's?
That's where I had my first kiss, Friendly's.
That's right.
Kent, Ohio, right behind Friendly's. I think it's a coffee shop now. But yeah.
It's like a John Cougar Mellencamp song, like made out at the Friendly's.
Check it. What was something? Suck it down, chili dogs.
I don't know why I just found out that. I don't know why I just found out in the year of our Lord 2025 that sucking on a chili dog is not a chili dog. It's the slushy that's called chili dog. I don't know why it took me all these years.
I didn't know that until now.
It's not actually sucking on a chili dog. It's a chili, like there was the icy machine with the bear, and then there was chili dog with the dog that had the slushy machine. That's what honestly, he's talking about. So it's 1980s product placement, like Back to the Future.
I honestly didn't know that until now. So don't feel bad because you just educated me on that. I thought he was actually sucking on a chili dog.
Like, who sucks on a chili dog unless you're something double entendre for
Yeah, I thought it was maybe a sexual thing. I thought it was maybe some sexual thing. But this is one that's near and dear to my heart because I had a KFC over the weekend, and I started thinking of Red Barn. You remember Red Barn? Guess who was in this commercial for Red Barn?
We have fresh ideas at Red Barn, like a salad bar for you.
Red Barn's big new salad bar is paradise. It's a garden of Eden.
I come to Red Barn because I miss my wife's salad. Every chance I get.
Donald Pleasance.
I don't think so.
Sound like it broke a record.
You can go back and go back and go back.
How did they get Lonnie Anderson? Was it before she was famous?
She puts plenty of onions on her salad. That way I can always find her in the dark.
Fresh ideas at Red Barn, like a salad bar for you.
They still have the structure. Like when I go back home, there's still like that Henry Warner's was a Red Barn. It's the structures are still there. It's just a different establishment now. It's like a steakhouse in Kent.
Well, you notice that you go to all these fast food restaurants now that they're all just gray boxes. And that's because if the gray box restaurant leaves, they could just put another restaurant into that box. So they don't have to do anything. But back in the day, you had the Red Barn. You had even McDonald's was a much different concept that if McDonald's is leaving, if this one happens to close up, then what else are you going to put there? Because it clearly looks like a McDonald's, or a Pizza Hut is another example. Those roofs, they're much different. So if you wanted something else to go in there, it's clearly going to look like a Pizza Hut. So that's why everything just looks like gray, dull communist blocks.
Well, even a lot of the old Lawson's, you could still see the structure of the Lawson's that's there. Like there's like a one in Kent, like it's a daycare center now. I love when they just move in another business and you know exactly what it is. It's like, no, that's a
you could
fucking
see
Lawson's.
you could still see the label scar of Lawson's on the side of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's why when we were in Key West a couple of months ago, I think you did it as well. We went to that old Sears. Just because it was clearly a Sears at one time.
That's right. That's right. That old Sears was there. You know what's so funny about Key West is Steel Toe was just there, and Kate Meany's there right now. It's like Key West is like in my life. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then last weekend I went to go see the Tom Dustin documentary that was produced by and created by Joe List. And I gotta say, it was excellent.
Was it really?
It was a very, 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 very good comedy documentary because it's talking about a guy that, and you know, we both know Tom Dustin. He can headline places, but he was always the off-night headliner. He was the Dave Stroop guy they would bring in from, hey, can you middle for this guy? Can you middle for this guy? Can you middle for this guy? And made a nice career out of it, but never achieved that superstardom and became the national headliner that he probably should have been. And it kind of documents the rise, fall, and wherever he decides he wants to be in life by, I guess I'll open up a comedy club in Key West. It's a very, very good comedy documentary.
Where did you see it?
They did. So Joe List is taking this on the road. It's like what Jerry Lewis used to do, where he would go and have the errand boy and Cinderfella, and he would take it on the road and show his movie while he's doing some kind of Q&A. And so Joe List was in town doing a weekend at Hilarities, and during the daytime on Saturday they showed the Tom Dustin documentary.
At Hilarities?
Yes.
Was there a lot of people there?
There were a few people, but yeah, they pulled the screen down. They do all the Who's Coming to Town and all their clips from the Stephen Colbert show or on Kill Tony.
Did you talk to Joe?
I did. Honestly, Joe's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, of course.
He's a nice guy, and
Ray DeVito loves him.
We talked a lot about Key West.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right, about Ray. That I should have mentioned something about Ray.
Yeah, you should have brought Ray up.
I dropped the ball.
Yeah, we need content.
Joe List is kind of the reason I originally ever came to Key West.
This is the trailer.
We were just like, let's go away somewhere. And we found Key West. And if you want, we can tell the story. Joe, come back up.
You like to provoke a little bit on stage.
Sometimes I'm meaner
I sat on that
than fun.
patio.
Don't do that again. I fucking hate you. You're clapping for the wrong reasons.
Everybody that meets them has an opinion about them. Most love them.
Lesbians love me. Lesbians look at me and they go, close enough.
Some don't.
You are all doomed.
We want to capture what it's like to be with you.
A lot of farts, bad feet.
You guys know Tom Dustin?
I'm Jimmy Buffett's son.
You ever hear of Tom Dustin?
Who?
You ever hear of him?
No.
I went and pissed in the alleyway, but I forgot to take my dick out. And a good joke hits right. We're making people have an involuntary reaction from words. How crazy.
It's weird thinking about how young we were.
We've done this longer than we haven't done it.
If you could go back and talk to 25-year-old Tom Dustin, what are you saying?
Wow. Bitcoin.
We lived together. You wouldn't shower.
That's depression.
And it was noticeable.
The mania part of it is awesome. Dude, I cry a lot. I haven't just been a fan of you. You're kind of a fan of me.
I'm a big fan.
When you drink, you spin one way. When you smoke pot, you spin the other way, and then you're gonna throw up.
But aren't you doing both right now?
Yeah, but I've figured out how to do it. 100% true story.
Absolutely 100% true.
I swear to God, that's a true story.
I swear to God it's true. I swear to God that's true.
It is a funny story.
It's about me! It's about me, you guys! They're making a movie about me.
Interesting. I'll check it out.
It's what's interesting about it is you're talking about a guy who he's engaged. Well, I think he's engaged right now to one of the bartenders there at Comedy Key West. Yeah, Christian's really cool. And but it's one thing that I didn't really want to be the guy that was like, I wanted to get my life together, and no offense or anything, but I never wanted to be at that point where I'm like, oh, well, maybe one of these days I'll find the right woman. I wanted to find the right woman before I got my life in order. And then everything else kind of fell into place. But it's almost tragic, but it's, a tragedy. There's a little bit of comedy there. It's the other side of the mask.
You were talking Bob's Big Boy earlier. And do you have an affection for Bob's Big Boy?
That's right. I sure do.
Lots of good things to eat. It's fun, it's friends, it's laughs, it's time to have yourself a treat.
Those race
The
wars.
place to go is Bob's, you can have lots of fun. Cause Bob's loves kids and kids love Bob. Just ask anyone. You know, Bob's loves kids and kids
black kids love
Bob. Just ask anyone.
Wow. When was the last time you went to Bob's Big Boy?
Probably about a year ago. We still have a couple. There's Frisch's Big Boy and there's Bob's Big Boy. And Bob's is like, there were all these different ones. Actually, Shoney's was a Big Boy at one time, and then they pulled out of the licensing agreement in 1984 and decided to start their own restaurant. Yes, I know about all this stuff. I have problems. But no, I'll still go to Big Boy, still get the milkshake at the Big Boy Burger. Yeah, I did go to Shoney's last year, and I kind of wish I hadn't. I like the breakfast buffet. The lunch buffet actually made me throw up in the restaurant.
Where is Shoney's at?
I don't think we have any Shoney's left in Ohio, but I wonder if I think there's some left in Florida, by the way. Have you've been to Shoney's, had the buffet, right?
Not forever. Here's Hometown Buffet.
Mom, Dad, I ate my vegetables. I'm getting a cookie.
Okay. At Hometown Buffet, dessert's always a big favorite. But Monday through Thursday, it's Dessert Central.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Create your own flurry, squiggle sundae, or banana split.
What is the worst
Dessert
buffet
Central,
place?
Monday through Thursday. Go for it.
Whoa.
That's a cookie? Yeah, it's in there.
Cookie sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Hometown Buffet. Great choice.
Yeah, you would go there because it was quantity over quality. You're like, whatever. It's only $10. I get all you can eat. There's the guy at the carving station who's going to make my roast beef. But by the way, there's a Shoney's in Kissimmee. So if you ever wanted to go there, if you're really hankering for
in Florida?
For Shoney's.
Wait, Kissimmee in Florida?
Yes.
I don't even know where that's at.
That's outside of Orlando.
Oh, it's 71 miles away. That's about an hour and a half from me. Yeah, I'm not going there.
Not when you're doing one of your I-4 trips. You're doing a comedy show outside of Orlando. You're like,
I just did one outside Orlando over the weekend. It was fucking amazing. I did a place called Christy B's Comedy. It was out past Daytona, and it's Palm Coast, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking amazing. It was such a good fucking time. I haven't had fun doing stand-up in so long like that.
Speaking of Orlando, did you go to the site of Little Lake Nellie?
No, what's that?
That was where the boat crash where two members of the team once known as the Cleveland Indians died on, Tim Cruz and Steve Olin.
I thought that was in Winter Haven.
Well, they played in Winter Haven, but they were Tim Cruz had a house that was right off one of the lakes there, which was Little Lake Nellie, and they went on a boat and they got drunk on their only day off. And so it's in, I'm trying to think of the town, not Sanford, but it's outside of Orlando, and it's kind of tough to get to because I think it might be private residences nearby. But it was the only day they had in spring training off, and Bobby Ojeda, Tim Cruz, and Steve Olin just got hammered and decided to take it out on the boat in the dark and plowed into a dock, which is why Bobby Ojeda was wearing his do-rag at the funeral for both of them.
Yeah, Mike, what was I going to say? Yeah, my ex lives in Sanford. I just drove past that too. You know where I went? This is kind of on topic. For the first time ever, I went to Buc-ee's.
There you go.
Have you ever been to one?
You got to do a commercial for them. I have.
Yeah, the lady at the comedy club says there's a Buc-ee's right outside of Daytona, and it was like right on the way. So I was like, I'm going to Buc-ee's. It's fucking awesome.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
You liked it?
Yeah, it's one of.
I've been to a Buc-ee's in Florence, South Carolina, in Johnstown, Colorado, and New Braunfels, Texas, and it's just because it's the thing to do. You got to go. You're in the neighborhood. Hey, there's a Buc-ee's 80 miles away. Shit, let's go see Buc-ee's. Let's go to Buc-ee's, get the beaver nuggets, get the brisket, pulled pork sandwich, whatever, and then you get some cheap T-shirts or something.
Yeah, the food was amazing. It was so fucking
it's
good.
A nice slice of Americana.
What do you think the best buffet place is? Out of all you can eat buffets. Yeah, the best buffet.
I've never been to Sizzler.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever been to a Sizzler?
I've never been to a Yeah, of course. I haven't been to one. Are they still around?
Sizzler's out in California, I think, and I think they're only in California. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I did like Hometown Buffet back in the day. I don't like the Chinese buffets. It's just there's nothing for me to eat. Not even the Chinese donuts. Everything tastes the same. Golden Corral, I'm not a big fan of. But I do go to Ponderosa, and I still go to Ponderosa. There's a couple in my about 2 or 3 hours away. Butler, Pennsylvania. There's one in
Our
Columbus, Ohio.
Langostino like tiny lobster. Your juicy steak at the Sizzler, where your favorite and mine come together.
For a limited time, the
Ricardo
Sizzler's
Montalban?
got dem bones. All you can eat.
Dem bones, dem beef bones.
Big, beefy ribs, heavy with meat. Cut from the prime rib and basted with a tangy barbecue sauce.
Dem prime rib bones.
So hurry to the Sizzler for all the big, beefy ribs you can eat.
Dem bones.
I love seeing these actors.
Because you don't
What are
have
they doing
long.
now?
Bone up for dinner.
Dem bones.
Sizzler.
We played the one the last time, so I don't want to repeat, but we played the one where the young actors Bob Saget and Dave Coulier were doing the Big Boy commercial, and you just that's what commercials should be. It should be you're a young struggling actor, you need to make a couple of bucks, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, whatever you have, and you do that. I don't want to see A-list actors who already have tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars making even more money. So I'm seeing Arby's commercials with Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson. Do you not have enough money, you whores? Why can't you leave it to a young actor who's actually going to try hard? Instead, they just throw a bunch of money from Arby's at a couple of actors.
Dude, I just saw a Michelob Ultra commercial with William Dafoe and I forgot who the actress was.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, I go, what the fuck is going on? Back in the day when a movie star, you're never going to see Tom Cruise in a fucking beer commercial. It's just not going to happen. Like, what happened?
If anything, Frank Sinatra and a couple of A-listers would go over to Japan and do commercials overseas, but they wouldn't dare do them in America. It was yeah,
that's how they did it.
It really was against artistic license.
Yeah, that was totally what it was. But now it's just like, it's the Wild West, whatever role you can get at this point. We're going to be going members only, guys. So if you don't have a membership, get yourself a membership. They're fairly affordable. They're $4.99, and maybe someone will gift you one. But we're going to go members only right now. So we're going to say goodbye to the poor people. They had a
Bye,
good time.
everyone.
Bye. It was nice having you there. It was nice having you, but we got to move on. Yeah. So, yeah, more or less, I don't know. The last buffet I went to, I went with my grandma, and this was like probably 7-8 years ago. She loved the Hometown Buffet. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Old people love
that was
buffet.
the place. There was a couple. There were Ryan's Buffet. There was, of course, Ponderosa. It was actually about 4 years ago. I was down in Columbus with my softball team, and it was still COVID time, but it was you can go to places, but they still had the socially distanced tables and everything. And people were feeling a little bit better because people were getting vaccinated and going out and doing things again. And a lot of my softball team wanted to go to Texas Roadhouse. And they said, oh, guys, it's a 3-hour wait at Texas Roadhouse. And I said, well, I know a steakhouse that has 0 wait. Come on down to Ponderosa. So we all went to Ponderosa for $15. And my brother cuts into his steak, and he's like, I've never seen gray steak before. That this is gray, like the inside was gray. So we're assuming it was horse meat, but they did have the chicken wings. They had the cheesecake headquarters and the salad bar and everything. But yeah, that was fun.
Black Glove Bricks, he's a Cleveland guy. He wants us to do a Cleveland show very bad. Chi-Chi's for the Mexican back in the day. Now, I heard there's a rumor Chi-Chi's might be coming back.
Yes, 2025, they said at some point this year, we're going to see the first Chi-Chi's return.
Yeah, I say Chi-Chi's, the once popular Mexican restaurant chain, is returning to the scene in 2025 after a 20-year hiatus. Yeah, didn't they have like some serious problems like with the health code violations and stuff?
Yeah, outside of Pittsburgh, people were killed because of E. coli that was in the lettuce.
Jesus Christ.
I hate laughing at that, but that was Chi-Chi's. We went to Chi-Chi's before my homecoming. That's how old I am now at this point. I know I'm not old like some people's comparison, but we went to my homecoming. We went to Chi-Chi's, or Mountain Jack's was another one. I don't know if you remember that place.
I don't remember Mountain Jack's.
It was a steakhouse that was okay. Like Damon's. Damon's was a great example of where to go.
Dude,
or should I say Amen's?
Amen's, because the D was burned out. So I had a group.
That's what I'm going to do. If I'm telling people, if Chad ever dies, I'm just going to take his act and go on the road with it, because I basically know a lot of what the Amen's, the Dennis Rodman story. I'm just going to take all your material, if that's okay.
You can have it.
Just keep it alive. I'll be like Gallagher too. It's Zumock too.
Yeah, it's all yours, bro. You could take it. No, it's funny because like every time I go back home to visit you and everybody, like I try to go back to these places, but my group before the Last Call Cleveland sketch group, we had a group called the Fat Five. It was like my high school friends. It was like Charlie DeMarco, Scott Simone, Larry Housel, Sleepy Mike Lowe, Jesse Lamofsky. And we would just do like little videos and stuff on our VHS camera, and we put out videos, and it was like kind of punk rock. But we would go to do trivia at Damon's every single Monday, because they give us those little trivia games, and we would play every single Monday, and we would fucking just order like drinks. The waitresses probably hated us because we were there forever, but those were some good times.
Yeah, Damon's, for folks who've never been to Damon's, I don't know how far reaching it was, but it was one of those places that you would go there for the ribs, you go for steak, you go for, I think they had some appetizer, like, was it onion loaf or onion roll?
Loaf, yeah.
And you would go there, and they would have like 4 big screen projection screen TVs that everybody in the restaurant can see. Well, what if you only want to watch one of the TVs that has your game? So they had a knob that you can sit there at the table, and there were 5 slots, well, 6. One was for it to be off, and one was for every TV, and then the 5th one I think was for the house music. But you would go there and say, I want to watch the game, but I only want to watch that game, Monday Night Football. Everything else is like friggin', badminton and IndyCar or something. So I'm like, I'm going to turn it over to channel 2 and listen to the game. It was great. I love Damon's.
One spotlight is shining on Damon's in North Myrtle Beach, where dining out
There's
is always
still one in Myrtle Beach.
Featuring the hottest
Yep,
grill in town.
I've been there.
Everything from
I think I saw
sandwiches
it,
to their
too.
famous Damon ribs and chicken covered with their secret barbecue sauce. Catering is available for all of your special events.
Yeah, when I did that comedy club there, I remember I remember seeing a Damon's, because I remember going, what the fuck? It's like when you see these.
It's right on the beach. I've been there a couple of times. I've been to that one, and apparently there's still a Damon's outside of the Poconos in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Jesus, I haven't been there in so long. God damn.
Although the Damon's in Myrtle Beach doesn't have the TV thing, but still drank at the bar and had a good time. Had a pulled pork sandwich, or what? I don't remember what I had, actually. But it was good.
You know this guy. It's Bill
yes,
from
indeedy.
Jersey, head moderator. Beefsteak Charlie's free shrimp and salad bar.
I don't remember. I mean, I've heard of Beefsteak Charlie's. I don't know if we had them in Northeast Ohio. We had Long John Silver's, which we still have. I passed by one about an hour ago.
One of my first jobs. Shout out to the Hush Puppies. Beefsteak Charlie's. Let's pull this one up and educate ourselves. This is old school, dog.
We went over. You still have a Long John. By the way, they opened up a 3rd Arthur Treacher's near me.
Wow, are they making a comeback?
They certainly are.
I'm Beefsteak Charlie, and I'm warning you, my free shrimp and salad bar could ruin your appetite.
Shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh, shrimp. Oh, shrimp. Shrimp. Oh, shrimp. Shrimp. Oh, shrimp. Oh, shrimp. 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 Oh.
Your steaks?
Steaks?
I'm warning you, my free shrimp and salad bar with dinner could ruin your appetite.
Not available in Lauderdale through April 21st.
Wow. Interesting.
I'd go there.
Yeah, I'll go to,
I'm assuming that's gone. Like Bobby Rubino's. I went to a place called Bobby Rubino's, which he was apparently the head chef at Tony Roma's when they started in
Tony
Florida.
Roma's. Holy shit.
And so Bobby Rubino split off from Tony Roma and started his own restaurant, which I went to the final one in, I think it's in Pompano, or it was in Pompano, and they tore it down, and now it's a Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Pampa de Uno. Black. I think Pampa de Uno means bread for one in Spanish.
I thought you were going to say
Black Club,
Pizzeria Uno.
The ground rounds, kids paid what they weighed. You remember,
Yes.
Yeah, we had a ground round in Kent off of 43. I remember. You used to throw peanuts on the floor, and they were playing like Three Stooges videos.
Good news today at the Ground Round.
You get a whole lot more at the ground round. You get a whole lot more.
What's the good news?
USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steak, just $3.99.
That's good news.
And new Golden Fried Clams, also $3.99.
More good news.
Try our baked lemon butter scrod, just $3.99.
That is good news.
Steak, clam, scrod, just $3.99 each at participating Ground Rounds.
At the ground round, you get a whole lot more.
Are they
That was
out of
outside of
business?
Massachusetts.
I think Ground Round's out of business, aren't they? They should be.
Nope. We have one in Perrysburg, Ohio. Trust me, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do a book about all these old school restaurants that have gone by the wayside. We have one in Perrysburg, Ohio. I wonder. Yeah, look. Can you look up the website? I'm going to find it as well.
I'm on groundround.com. Yeah,
I think a lot of them
with your dumb Rain Man knowledge of these restaurants. Oh my god!
They said there's five. There's 5 left.
There's only 5 left.
5 left.
Oh my god!
Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, Bismarck, and someplace else in North Dakota, Grand Forks, North Dakota, and Perrysburg, Ohio. That's
I
not
like
good.
these restaurants just holding out for dear life.
Like Bennigan's.
Oh yeah, Bennigan's. You know,
I went to
funny?
I went to Bennigan's about 2 years ago in Steubenville, and I sat there. I'm like, oh man, I haven't been to Bennigan's in 20-something years. I'm looking forward to this. And I sat there. I ate the food. And I'm like, I could see why Bennigan's is out of business. It was very mediocre. It was like TGI Fridays. Not those chain restaurants. They didn't adapt. They tried to adapt by saying, let's get rid of all the ferns and the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks, and just try to just focus on what we do best. And I'm like, that was what you did best. You put shit on the walls. You put a rusty trombone on the wall, and you put the laminated football schedule in the front. That's what made the charm of those places. You wouldn't go there because the food was good. And they took all that away, and now they're all gone. So, oh well. Bye, TGI Fridays.
I knew this guy I worked with. You remember Champs Bar, the restaurant Champs?
Oh yeah.
I was a bartender at Champs. It was in the Valley, the one by the Quaker Steak and Lube and movie theater.
Yeah, it's called the Oak Barrel now.
It's the Oak Barrel? Okay, yeah. So I used to bartend down there. I met a lot of good friends. There was a ton of good friends through there. But this guy named Rich, who was a manager there, he ended up quitting, and he ended up getting a GM position at Bennigan's in Erie, PA, and he was trying to recruit me to go there. I'm like, dude, I'm just doing this. Like, I'm not even taking bartending seriously. It's not like
you don't want to go to Bennigan's? I mean, that's a step up right there from Champs.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to move from Cleveland to Erie, PA to bartend at Bennigan's. Like, what do you, like, this isn't a career path. It's just so I could go get drunk on the weekends.
Yeah, you just stand up at that JR's place, which I believe is closed.
Oh, Juniors.
Juniors, that's it.
Yeah. It's, I forgot the name of the place now. It's still a comedy club, but it's like a comedy and magic club.
Oh, it's like when the Hermosa Beach one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that.
Yeah, I like.
No, it's nothing like that, but it's kind. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And so Ground Round was one of those places where, growing up in my household, my brother ate chicken fingers and pizza, and that was all he wanted. And it was the only thing we can all agree on was, hey, let's go to the Ground Round. There was always something for everyone. Although by the time we started really going there in the 90s, they stopped the peanuts on the floor.
I'm sure that was a health code violation.
Yeah, that's when they noticed all these kids were having asthma and these peanut allergies, which
and I'm sure
ridiculous.
like rodents would get in too. I mean, it's a bad idea all the way around.
And then they would bring clowns in on Sundays. So a clown would come over and make balloon animals. And I remember going like, oh, I want a balloon animal. And my parents were like, don't bring them over. We have to tip them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like we're there going to watch an Indians game. You know, yes, remember they used to be called the Indians. And they would have clowns. They would have just random people coming over for tips at Ground Round. Another one is Max and Irma's. Now, I don't know how far-reaching Max and Irma's got, but there are some left. I passed by one just the other day, but there's not many left. So if you want to go to Max and Irma's, I believe there's one at the Detroit airport.
Oh my God. There is. I remember seeing one there.
Should go there. Get the Laredo steak.
Oh, we'll go with Dave Landau.
No, that's White Castle.
Oh my God.
You have Crystal Burger down there?
Yes. Yes. We do have.
Now,
Crystal
what do you
Burger.
prefer, Crystal Burger or White Castle?
Oof. I'm going to go White Castle.
Hamburger Station.
I'm going to go Checkers. They're playing the Pee Wee Herman song. Yum! It looks so good! Is this an actual commercial? This sucks. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna get dinged on your YouTube for playing the Champs tequila.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
By the way, I did watch the Pee Wee Herman documentary.
How was it?
It's very good. It's long. I think each episode is an hour and 45 minutes, and there's 2 parts. But
yeah, I want to watch it too. I was texting with Swartzen because he was friends with Paul Rubens.
Mhm.
And I asked him if he's going to watch. He says he's probably not because it's going to hurt. Because I guess he was pretty close with him too. So
yeah, it's not to give it away towards the. I mean, obviously he's dead, but
he dies in the end.
I know, isn't it shocking? They actually, they do the Columbo. They do the Columbo instead of the Who Done It. It's you find out Paul Rubens died on July 30th. 2023 or whatever it was of such and such cancer or whatever, and then they show him and he's interviewing for this, and basically at the time he's dying and he didn't tell anybody he's dying. That's why he finally opened up with his private life.
Well, you know what's funny? I was when I do McCurdy's in Sarasota, it's a great comedy club. Shout out McCurdy's. I was just out of curiosity because Pee Wee's from Sarasota.
Yes.
And
well, he was from Oneonta, New York, which is by the Baseball Hall of Fame. But
his parents moved to Sarasota.
Just like all old Jews, they all go down to Florida.
So, anyways, I was curious because the movie theater he got busted in was Sarasota. It was in Sarasota. So I like Googled where it was. It's no longer there. They tore it down. It's like a Quiznos now. So I went to the location where Pee Wee masturbated because I had time to kill. I was bored. I got there early just to beat traffic.
Did you get the secret sauce?
Oh, come on.
Come on. No.
Why would you have to go there? All right, let me ask you this question because
yes, sir.
Because Rocco the Puppet talked me into getting KFC on Friday,
Okay.
and I hadn't had it forever. But what are the your top 5 fast food chains right now off the top of your head?
I gotta say, Steak and Shake made a nice comeback. They've got the tallow fries. It actually, I do taste something a little bit different from the fries now than like 5-10 years ago. Steak and Shake used to be really good, and then kind of fell on hard times, and they're making a little comeback thanks to RFK Jr. I could tell you which change I can't stand. I know Wendy's has been. I don't know what. I think Tim Dillon was talking about it. So what happened to Wendy's?
Wendy's is fine.
Wendy's is shit now. What? It is. Wendy's used to be by the way, find an old Dave Thomas Wendy's commercial while we're talking.
Yeah.
And they used to be the quality fast food place that you would get. It's like, oh, well, McDonald's and Burger King, but Wendy's, this is where you come for the quality. Look at the bacon on the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. And no, someone may as well just like friggin' danked on my on my patty.
I don't know.
My little patty.
I had Wendy's not too long ago, and I was on the road. Maybe because I was starving, but I had it and it was fucking delicious. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was like one of the last good ones.
Yeah, I can't.
Maybe long has a dilemma. How to decide which sandwich to introduce, the chicken bacon Swiss or the bacon Swiss cheeseburger? Well, he's going to do it scientifically.
Heads is chicken, tails is the cheeseburger.
Both are topped with hickory smoked bacon and tangy Swiss. One's on a quarter pound of fresh beef, and the other's on Wendy's whole chicken breast fillet. Introducing both. Wendy's new bacon Swiss cheeseburger and chicken bacon Swiss.
Because I remember we went to the first Wendy's.
In Dublin.
What's that?
I think it was in Dublin, Ohio.
Yeah. We went there with Last Call Cleveland. I remember we did a whole thing on it.
Yeah, Wendy's and BW Buffalo Wild Wings. They both started in I think in Columbus.
Black Glove Bricks, Captain Taco on Brook Park Road. If you know, you know. Do you know what you live in off of Brook Park? Do you know this?
Yes, I do. I've been there. Yeah, but it was the place you go to after all the titty bars that were up and down the that stretch, which is really weird because half my family's buried in a cemetery, and it was strange pulling into Gigi's strip club one night and going, my grandmother's across the street. I'm sure she's just shaking her head in her grave, looking at her grandson going to this shitty C-section the strip club that was right across the street from that cemetery. Poor thing.
Was this a chain or was it just a isolated place?
I don't know. I think it might have just been one place or like maybe a small chain in the area, but it wasn't a big place.
Is this it?
Yes.
What the hell? Where is that located?
At the airport.
Oh, I could tell. You could tell this was a structure of another restaurant. Scene Magazine, I remember that. Vince Prezork. You can find anything online. It's unbelievable. You literally can find anything.
What a place. What a place. Yeah, that's where you would drunkenly go after like I'm at the Crazy Horse. So I go for some tacos, and of course it's closed. And there's really nothing around there. The White Castle's gone. The Big Boy's closed at I think 11 o'clock. So there's nothing to really go to. That's the weird thing. Since COVID, a lot of things didn't reopen. So if you're going out drinking one night and you're like, I could probably get some food. Well, good luck. Unless you find a Denny's, now all the Denny's are closing. It's basically IHOP or you're going to a Sheetz and getting a chicken sandwich at 2 o'clock in the morning.
If I had to say top 5, I mean, are we allowed to include, are you drinking beer?
I am. It's Memorial Day.
Oh, I forgot it's Memorial Day.
Sure is.
Happy
Got
Memorial
my Iron City beer here.
Shout out to all the troops, all the armed forces. Thank you for your service. No, if I had to say top 5, can I include In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah, absolutely.
In-N-Out's pretty money.
I like In-N-Out's fries, and people think that is the worst part about In-N-Out. They're like, I get the milkshake, I get the animal style, the double, and I kind of like their fries. I don't know why. And it tastes different when you're in California as opposed to being in Colorado or Texas.
It really does, doesn't it? Because I had it in Phoenix when I went to Phoenix I was actually, 1 year ago today, literally today, I was in Phoenix eating In-N-Out Burger.
There you go.
I was in Phoenix. I did
House
House of Comedy with Florentine, and I remember I left Monday, Memorial Day, and I remember I said, I got to get In-N-Out. And I remember eating it. Oh, my God. Great memory.
Almost a year ago, I was in. A year ago, this past week, I was in Southern Ohio filming the movie with the great Perry Caravello.
Oh yeah, when's that movie coming out?
Allegedly this summer.
Allegedly.
I've seen a couple of things, and we're on our way down there. And Tom Brennan, Tom B, who's basically Perry's manager, he's like, "Yeah, we were on our way from Columbus, and we passed by this place. I don't know if you remember this place called Rax." And I said, "Do I know about Rax? Of course I do."
Oh my God, they went to like the number one guy. They went to literally the number one guy about
like,
Rax.
I may as well be doing their whole. I should do their website, the entire Rax website.
Excuse me, you heard about the new chicken fiesta salad at Rax Restaurants? We use only big, tender chickens. Big chicken. Ahoy there! Fishing for some big shrimp and crab for our Rax seafood fiesta salad? Big shrimp. And you're preparing the spicy beef and taco sauce for the Rax taco fiesta salad in a big tortilla shell, right? I said a big... The new fiesta salads at Rax. Very big.
I don't remember
at the drive-thru
fiesta
window,
salads.
too.
Wow, looks delicious.
I loved Lorenzo Music back in the day. Didn't he just have the perfect voice for the time?
He was good. He was a good spokesperson.
Ghostbusters, voice of Garfield. He did all those commercials. He did Ruggles ice cream.
Michaela in the chat saying Culver's is better than In-N-Out Burger.
Culver's is good.
Culver's is good. I had
Culver's
a burger.
very Midwestern place.
God, Dalton Pruitt. You know who Dalton Pruitt is? He's one of these. I remember he was on MLC with me and Kevin.
Wait, that show's still around?
Yeah, I think it is still. I think it's still on the air. And I remember him telling me, because I was going to Oklahoma like a couple years ago. That's when I worked. That's when I met Patrick Melton. I did.
Ooh.
I was in Oklahoma for 2.5 weeks. I did 2
Great
locations. Great. Oh, great dude. And I remember Dalton telling me to go to this burger place, and it was fucking money. What was the place called? I can't think of it. Yeah, and they
Sonic.
they served ice cream there. Oh, what was it? No, it wasn't Bag of Burgers.
Brown bag burgers?
No, it was a place where you can get milk there. It was like a convenient mart burger joint. God, it's driving me insane.
Is it an Oklahoma chain?
No, I think it's more southern though. I think it's like Texas, middle of the country. Can somebody in the chat help me out? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? No, not Fuddruckers. Like, as soon as someone names it, I'll know it. I just can't think of it. Anyways, I was going to say that. What was it?
Is it Cookout?
No.
I do like Cookout. Cookout's the place you go to when you're in the Carolinas, and you get a milkshake or you get cheer wine.
God, what was it? Wasn't Shake Shack? Oh, Whataburger. Whataburger.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Whataburger. Yeah.
Yeah, Whataburger.
A Texas chain.
Yeah, that was Yeah, I had Whataburger. That's funny. We'll go
Yeah,
Whataburger.
Whataburger's the place. Is definitely the place you go to after several drinks.
Oh, it was fucking delicious. Now I'm thinking about fast food now.
What about Hardee's, Carl's Jr.?
I don't know. I was never a Carl's Jr. guy or Hardee's.
Did you go to Wiener Schnitzel when you were out in California?
I didn't do Wiener Schnitzel, but yeah, I was never. Hardee's always just seemed cheap to me. Even like when I was younger, my mom, sometimes we'd go to Hardee's, and even as a kid, I was like, this place sucks. Here's a Whataburger.
Mel Tillis.
There are hamburgers, and then there are hamburgers, like the kind you get at Whataburger. Fresh as it can be. It's more than a hamburger. It's a hamburger. And at Whataburger, well, you never pay extra for lettuce and tomato. That's why hamburgers go by lots of names. But there's only one way to describe a hamburger, and that's a Whataburger.
God, commercials were so simple back then, weren't they?
That's all you needed. You didn't need some backstory. You didn't need a whole chain of like Flow and the progressive commercials. Now we have to have their minions and their comedy troupe be a part of it. Just sell the hamburger. That's all you need to do.
I remember.
What about Jack in the Box? Because I noticed that in Ohio we're starting to get other chains. It's starting around Dayton, Cincinnati. We've got Buc-ee's coming in. We've got Jack in the Box is there. And I believe a Wawa. We're getting like 65 Wawas in Ohio.
65 Wawas are coming?
Something like that. It's something ridiculous.
What about
We already have Sheetz and Get-Go. Do we really need Wawa? Apparently we do.
Yeah, you need Wawa. I need Wawa. There's
Get
not a
Wawa
week that
good.
goes by I don't eat from Wawa.
Or Publix. Get a pub sub.
Pubs are great. I just had a Publix Italian wrap the other day. It's delicious. Here we go, Jack and
One of my competitors says you can have it your way. Really? Good luck ordering breakfast after 11 a.m. Let's talk about my way.
Yeah.
My way means you can order anything on the menu any time of day, whether it's a burger for breakfast or French toast sticks at midnight. Other places won't let you do that. And hey, if I'm saying something that's not true, do something about it.
Jack in the Box. I lived by a Jack in the Box when I lived in LA. I never went there.
Their breakfast is okay. Their lunch is terrible. I'd never liked Jack in the Box.
For lunch?
I had a burger. It tastes like someone spat in it. I still ate it.
We used to go to the Pizza Hut buffet for lunch a lot. Did you ever do the Pizza Hut buffet?
Still do. They have Pizza Hut Classic now. So they've revamped a couple of Pizza Huts where they make it look like what it was in the 80s and the 90s with the book it and the Tiffany lamps and everything. It looks great.
Yeah, I haven't been there in so long. I kind of like, it's so funny. Like I'm eating pretty clean as of late. I've been taking care of myself. But this weekend I ate like shit. I was eating fast food. I don't know what's gotten into me, but it's like, I don't know. Once you start eating it, you're into it. I don't know why.
Can you play that Pizza Hut commercial I sent you?
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
This might jog some memories of people who are around my age. Maybe not necessarily you, but those born in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah, I remember Pizza Hut. They used to have a jukebox there too. We used to play the jukebox while we were.
I used to play Marcy Playground Sex and Candy because I thought it was silly having a song about sex in Pizza Hut.
Oh, jeez.
Because I was a little naughty child.
Yeah, I could tell.
Naughty, naughty boy.
Former
Patreon.com/Tony Mazur. Go check me
Former
out.
program director over here.
I'm trying not to get drunk today. Well, maybe not during the stream.
That's nice.
Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. Then suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wondering, what could it be? They point to the sky and I look up above, and a baseball falls into my glove. I play right field. It's important you know. You gotta know how to catch. You gotta know how to throw. That's why I play in right field, way out where the dandelions grow.
As a proud sponsor of Little League Baseball, Pizza Hut welcomes all the kids who make it great.
Making it great.
Oh, that was smart. They dig into the Pizza, Little League Baseball. That was smart of them. That's good marketing.
Yeah, and also they played that before the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VHS copy. So a lot of kids were the ones who wanted to go to Pizza Hut because they equated the turtles with pizza. And there's a lot of studies that say that part of that commercial helped save Pizza Hut in the 90s from going the way of because remember Little Caesars was in the range for having the $5 pizza and that Bigfoot pizza. No, that was Pizza Hut, but one of them had the big pizza. Domino's was, and then you had Papa John where he wasn't saying the N-word yet. So Pizza Hut was kind of on the ropes a little bit, and they kind of took off. And some say that commercial was one of the first things to really cement them as being one of the big pizza, like the giant up until a couple of years ago.
Dude, I'm bearing the lead right here. I haven't told this story to anyone.
Uh-oh.
So the last time I was at Off the Hook Comedy Club, Deb was there. I don't know if she's in the chat.
I heard that's in Naples, right?
In Naples, Florida. Guess who was in the audience? I mean, I just pretty much gave it to you.
I would assume it's John Rinaldi.
No, Papa John was there. He lives. He was in the
John Schnatter.
He was in the back, and I was doing my merch and everything. And Dennis, the owner, well, he's the GM there, and he knew Papa John because he used to work at the Ritz-Carlton, so he knew him very well. He's like, you know who was here? I go, who? He's like, Papa John was here. He loved you. I go, are you serious? So Papa John loved my comedy.
So is he just living a retired life since they forced him out of Papa John's?
I guess so. He had a hot chick with him, so he's like, I guess he's always at the Four Seasons, he's getting drunk and living it up. And he's quick to tell everyone that he's Papa John. He's like, you might know who I am. He's
Can you pull up the picture of drunk Papa John where he's at I think a Louisville basketball game, and two guys like, hey man, can we get a picture? So he puts his arm and he's just slumped over. It really does look like John Melendez here.
Oh Jesus. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember this.
This is great.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him, like he didn't come up to me, I didn't talk to him, but I was like, oh shit, it is Papa John. I should have got a photo with him. Why is it not coming up? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Just looks like
that's just fantastic.
He kind of looks like who does he look like?
Gino. It's like Gino 10 years ago.
It does have a Gino vibe to it. It's like when Gino, before he decided to drink everything.
Yeah, Gino before the headband.
Oh my God.
Although I've seen Gino without the headband, where he's a little bit more bloated. I think Gino had a bad alcohol problem before compound media, because when they show him on NFL Network, he has really short hair and he's wearing some stupid banana shirt, and he's up there talking about the Jets or Chargers or something from maybe it was around like 2012, 2013.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Tone, we're up against it. We had a good time today on the Public Access show. I'm doing another show at 3 today. So
that's right. You're doing Kumia's Cucks, I heard.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some format changes. I'm doing a whole rebrand coming up. I'm working on it as we speak. But yeah, we're gonna jump into the Kiki, going into the fire against Nick Rekieta. We're gonna talk all about it later today. So if you have all you want, your drama and your nonsense, we'll be doing that. This show's a little bit different, and it's by design. We need to get away from a lot of this, and it's fun for me, and it's also good podcast with my buddy Tony, who I don't get to see all the time.
That's
Tony,
right.
Again, plug that Patreon, buddy.
Yes, go to patreon.com/Tony Mazur, TonyMazur, and you'll hear a lot of stuff that we didn't cover today in this episode. I'm actually probably, I'm up against time too, because I have a party at 3 o'clock as well, but I also need to do a podcast for tomorrow for my people. And if you want to go up there, check me out on the bonus episode. I drove around the hard streets of East Cleveland for some bonus content. So you get to check that out at patreon.com/Tony Mazur. $10.
I, of course, am not allowed on Patreon, but that's soon to be changing. But for
what
now,
happened? Who got you canceled? Was it any former baseball players?
Yeah, it could have been. Man, I'm trying to think.
Did he make the last out at Old Cleveland Municipal Stadium?
I'm trying to think. Oh man, I don't know. It's on the tip of my tongue. Who might have had something to do with it?
What's he doing now?
I have no idea.
Is he under another pseudonym that we don't know?
I don't know. It's probably best that he goes away. It's probably for the better that he doesn't be a part of all this stuff.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah, God bless him. Thanks for
great guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, real great guy. Well, anyways, I'll be back at 3 today, guys. The chat's up, Ready to Rock. If you guys just want to go over there, maybe I'll go a little bit sooner. Hit that notification bell to be notified. Hit like, hit subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, for Tony Mazur, I'm the Z-Man. It was the return of Mondays with Mazur. We'll talk to you at 3. Bye.
Look in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, it's Superhost.
Ask yourself this question as you sit there in your living room or wherever you may be. Why are you watching this?
If you fuck with my man, I will come to your house and take your kids and throw them on the lawn, bitch ass motherfucker.
All right, ready?